Welcome to Week 2, Building Lessons. In this video, we'll look back on Week 1 and reflect on building community, discuss the present, which is Week 2, Building Lessons, and forecast the future, Week 3. So, thinking back to Week 1, you reflected on a possible topic for an online lesson, and if you haven't already done so, please do so now. We also focused on building community, which is related to student outcomes such as student engagement, persistence, and perceived learning. It's even more important for online learning because it can be really hard to build that community online, and it's really easy for students to feel disconnected. We also learned about communities of inquiry and the importance of cognitive presence, social presence, and teaching presence in online learning. Finally, you reflected on the building blocks of a great lesson. So that brings us to Week 2. This week, we're going to dig into those building blocks even further. You're going to be introduced to B.O.P.S., which is a flexible framework to help you build lessons, though if you're just starting out, you may want to follow it a little bit more closely until you get a feel for it. Now, we're also going to think about some learning outcomes, which are a critical component of B.O.P.S., in case you were wondering, that O stands for outcomes. And we're going to start Week 2 off by writing learning outcomes. So you're encouraged to draft and revise the outcomes for a lesson that you're going to use throughout this week. Finally, we're going to connect theory to practice by bringing together communities of inquiry and B.O.P.S. I'm going to suggest that you build a lesson with the B.O.P.S. lesson planner. Completing these exercises will help you to learn about B.O.P.S. and how best to apply the framework. And then looking forward, complete the Kolb Learning Style Inventory for Week 3 to get a feel for how you prefer to engage in the learning process. Get ready for a discussion on putting theory into practice. Have fun!